Welcome back to Slice of Life. This week, we're going to show you the meticulous process for making the famous Fettuccine Al Forno noodles. That and more this week on the Slice of Life. So, the hardest working team in our building is our dough warriors. Day in and day out, from sunrise to sunset and hours in between, they're in this room working hard behind the scenes, preparing the food. Every single item in our kitchen that comes out of this kitchen gets done by these guys. We're gonna take you on a behind the scenes tour of the production of our yellow fettuccine noodles. This is the signature noodle for the Fettuccine Al Forno dish. It's a thicker cut egg noodle. The first base in this dish is gonna start with eggs. So we're gonna get our eggs together, we're gonna pop them in this container. Everything we do is based off of weight. We weigh everything to ensure that the recipe is exactly perfect every single time. The best olive oil in the business. What was the number, 12? 12. On the dot? On the dot. So we got all of our dry ingredients together. We got our flour, some other secret ingredients together. We've got our egg mixture together. And then we're gonna take it over to the handy dandy pasta extruder. On our highest peak, typically we're producing about 3,500 to 4,000 pounds of noodles per week. So we were hand rolling all of that, and up until a few years ago where it just wasn't physically possible anymore. So we got this extruder. It came straight from Italy. The pasta dies are a brass die. They're very delicate. You have to make sure these things are stored properly, handled properly, or else they won't extrude right. So we've got our pasta extruder together. We're gonna go ahead and start with our dry ingredients, putting those guys in first. We'll start the machine up here. I'm gonna go ahead and add our egg mix very slowly to the batch. This helps it incorporate it a little bit better. In my grandma's kitchen, we would have a pile of flour on the table. We make a little nook with our knuckle. You'd crack the eggs into it, and then you'd slowly work the eggs into the flour. But when we speak volume, you know, sometimes those lost arts get lost in the translation. The good thing is we've gotten this down to such a science that there's really no flavor difference. It's just, you know, time. Now the key here is we do not want to over mix. If we over mix, it will not extrude. And by extrude, I mean come out the front end as a noodle. What I'm going to start by doing is we're going to dispose of what comes out of the extruder piece here. So whatever comes out of the first 20, 30 seconds, we're going to discard it. We do a par cook on all of our noodles, so we only partially cook them enough to reduce the cook time on the line. Because of our volume that we do on the prep line out in the regular kitchen, we need to cook those noodles fast, so we're able to have about 1.5 minute drop time because we're doing that par cook in here of about 7 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get our rinse station started here. Turn the drain off. Get some cold water running. That way we'll take it, pull it up, put it right in the cold, start that cooling process. We're done. We're gonna go ahead and pull these guys out. Let as much of that hot water off as possible. We're gonna go ahead and blanch these guys down. Some nice cold water. Get them cooled down real fast. The faster we cool these, the better for health compliance that we are. We want to stay out of that temperature danger zone. You need to get below 70 degrees within 4 hours of production. You got to be very gentle because these are par cooked. So they will break pretty easily. Put them into half pans. We'll drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil, mix that in there. The goal of the olive oil is to not allow that noodle to stick. We definitely do not want any noodles stuck together. And then our team's gonna take that half pan out of the cooler, put them on scales and portion them out into individual pastas. And we'll put those into baggies so that way it's a perfect weight for every single pasta on the menu. And that is a finished batch of our Fettuccine Al Forno noodles. Hey, thanks so much for joining us this week. What a great time we had taking you behind the scenes to see such an iconic dish like the Fettuccine Al Forno, one of my personal favorites. I hope you'll notice the amount of time, energy, and love that goes into each and every single dish on our menu. We have an amazing team that work really hard to prepare all these items for you every single day. If you haven't ever tried the Fettuccine Al Forno, come in and try it yourself. It's one of my favorites.